Hey guys, welcome to Woodwork Life. Sorry for the tight YouTuber shot or whatever, but the shop's a complete mess. I've got like 6 projects going on right now. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. I've got a lot more projects coming up this summer, including some really cool outdoor stuff and the projects like this that I'm working on with Scott's on getting some of the outdoor space taken care of here around my property. I'm also going to be doing a lot more stuff around shop infrastructure, so stay tuned and get subscribed if you aren't already for more projects like this and others. In today's project, I'm working on a door for my outdoor garden shed where I keep my lawn tools, my mower, and things like that. It's been sitting there just with an open door at the bottom of my hill for the last 3 years, so it's time I solved that problem. And I'm also just going to get the yard back in shape for the spring. So stay tuned, and hopefully you'll learn something. I started by breaking down the sheet goods at the Craig ACS project table using a track saw. If you were copying these doors, you could easily do this with a straight edge and a circular saw. The ACS makes quick work of it though. With the sheet goods broken down to a safer to handle size, I fed them through the table saw to cut them down to their final dimensions. For these garden shed doors, I used 1/2-inch plywood with 3/8-inch cedar look painted OSB siding panels. With sheet goods as expensive as they are right now, I tried to find any way I could to reduce the price of this project without compromising the look I was going for. I'm excited to work on a lot more outdoor projects this summer. I really enjoyed building the pergola and raised bed planters last year. If you want to check out those projects, I'll link to them in the description. So even though I could have built this whole thing in the shop, I took the pieces out to the driveway to assemble them and enjoy as much as I could of this beautiful spring day. I bonded the fascia and the plywood together using construction adhesive with a few pin nails to keep it from sliding around. This way I could jump right ahead to the next step and didn't have to wait around for the glue to dry. I built the faux frame for the front of the garden shed doors using the same technique. I could have built a full floating panel door for this garden shed, but that seems a little over the top, even for me. I carefully lined up the edges of the frame and made sure everything was as square as possible. I mean, given everything was fence posts. So the cross brace would be easier to scribe to the doors when I would install that later. I scribed the cross brace to the frame and cut it out, again using the ACS table. When you don't know what angle you're cutting, just scribe the angle and cut it with a straight edge. Math is for chumps. Just kidding, kids. Stay in school. I wanted to surface mount these doors like the old ones were, but I didn't want to buy some elaborate outdoor fence hinge. My solution? Buy some inexpensive strap hinges and bend them to my will. I scribed the thickness of the doors onto all 6 of the hinges and then carefully bent them to a soft 90 at my bench vise. It worked perfectly, and I was only out about $25 and maybe 15 minutes for 6 hinges. Before I install these doors and show you this project all buttoned up, I want to take a minute to thank the sponsor of today's video, Home Depot and Scott's Lawn Care. Throughout this spring and summer, I'm going to be following a plan created by Scott's to make my yard the envy of dads and their New Balances all over the Midwest. Phase 1 is fixing my patchy yard using Scott's thicker lawn that contains seed, fertilizer, and soil improver all in one application. I'm also going to hit the more established parts of the yard with the old reliable Scott's Turf Builder lawn food to strengthen my established lawn so it'll better stand up to the challenges of Missouri summers. You can find all the products I use in this video and an article about the lawn plan I'll be following for my Zone 6 tall fescue yard at a link in the description below. I'm about 5 weeks into the plan and my yard already looks as thick and luscious as it ever has been, and I haven't even done the weed preventative on it yet. I still have a few patches I need to patch with more seed, but these are areas my mower tears up every year anyway. This is the greenest my yard, or really any yard I've had, has ever been.
And now it's time for some self-aware, egregious cinematic drone shots of my yard. Back to the project, I built up some gravel to make a ramp to get my riding mower up into the shed. Some erosion has eaten away at the soil outside of the building where it runs into the pond. I marked the center point of the door frame and rested the doors on some 2x4s to give me leverage on them while I leveled the doors with themselves and with each other before mounting them to the wall. I'm sure there's some sort of trick a finish carpenter would do with a soda can, a box of matches, and a spool of twine or something, but this is how I figured out how to level these doors. If you know a better way, I'm here to learn, and I am far from a professional finish carpenter, so please let me know if there's a better way to hang doors in the comment section. Appreciate it.
This is the first and simplest of the outdoor projects that I'm going to be doing this summer. But through this project and through this partnership with Scott's, I'm going to be keeping track of how their products are actually working in my yard. So you can take a look on my Instagram to see kind of the products that I've used and how those have benefited my yard and how it progresses throughout the season. You'll also see some really cool outdoor projects, from simple ones like these basic garden doors all the way up to a planter bench. And I'm eventually even going to be building a full-on bridge across a stream here on my property. So stay tuned for more of that. Get subscribed and check that out. And if you're into other projects, the one other really big thing that I need to do is, like I said, my shop is a mess. I need to get this place under control. I've got new tools coming in, including maybe even a lathe, and I need to do some shop infrastructure upgrades to get my dust collection back up to par, to get all of a totally new organizational structure that actually works the way I work around this shop. So if you enjoy shop projects, a lot more of those to come. Anyways, thanks for joining me today, and remember to keep your tools sharp and keep your mind sharper.